Alrighty, just a couple of things. I'll try and keep this reasonably quick. This is 2 sheets of form ply. Now I'm going to use these at some point for the super dish, and basically they're 2.4 metres wide, or 2.35 or something like that. And the idea is that this is basically going to be the outer edge of the dish, and the other end will be the centre. And I've got 2 sheets for that, but one of these I'm going to have to nick temporarily to basically make a new door for the cardboard house, so I'm going to probably have to buy another one. But things have sort of eased off financially since I've decided not to do this training. So yeah, I've also got to get on with a bunch of other things at the moment, like doing the biogas experiments, because biogas sort of, the reason you don't see many in the US and all that, and they're a big hit. I mean, you don't ever see them here in Australia because, well, we've got too much of our own gas anyway, and people, you know, like the convenience and all that. Anyways, it's very common in India and Pakistan, and getting more common in China, and it's exceedingly common in Nepal. And the reason for all this is you need the right temperatures to run these digesters. So while the temperature's still good, I've got to get on and basically shovel a bit of horse shit in someone's place and do a few biogas experiments while the temperature still allows. And yeah, I've also decided on a bit of a stopgap measure. Now, everybody who likes to have a whinge about Troy is, you know, oh, he's going to be complaining about the heat, oh, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. He hasn't been complaining that much about the heat, but I tell you what, the heat here, holy cow, you know, it was pretty bad up in Coffs Harbour when I was up there. And it's really the humidity that makes it happen, and the fact that I'm sort of accustomed to living in the cooler part of the country. But we've had days here that have been 45 degrees Celsius. We actually had 4 days in a row where it was over 40 degrees Celsius. You know, this is well over 100 degrees Fahrenheit. It works at about 113 degrees Fahrenheit. And this is crap, you know, like, that's the one thing I don't like about living off-grid is the fact I don't have air conditioning now. I know Troy's done it under a solar system and made it happen with a you know, solar system. But, you know, the cost it's going to cost, like, I don't have a big enough solar system for that. I'm not going to buy one that big. And, oh, you could buy a generator. Well, you know, I've looked into all that. Yamaha inverter generators and all that. My current one doesn't like running in medium heat. Stupid blasted Honda. And it's actually a Honda engine, and I think there's something going on with it, something with the ignition system or something. Maybe it might be a bit of carbon build-up. But anyways, I've gone and had a look at inverter generators, and I've gone and looked at Hondas, and the bloke there didn't even bloody know what the thermal shutdown temperature of it was. And I said, well, you got a manual? Couldn't even find a manual. I thought, well, friggin' hell, what sort of place is this? And then I went to a place that sold Yamaha inverter ones, and they said that it has a thermal shutdown of 40 degrees Celsius. So when the air temperature hits 40 degrees Celsius, bang, the thing just turns itself off. I can't have that sort of crap. So I thought, well, I've got to get an old school water-cooled one. Well, they're about $2,500 to $3,000. And then to make sure you don't absolutely kill it, I'm going to have to add another radiator in case there's a bit of, you know, sludge and crap in the old radiator, because these are older second-hand ones I'm talking about here. Some of them are quite old. And, you know, they're far, far more than I need, but I need to get a water-cooled one because I know how to tweak water-cooled ones to be able to handle it. But furthermore, there might be that much sludge in the coolant system and in the block and all that, and in the water channels in the block, but the thing might overheat anyway and kill itself at 45 degrees Celsius, regardless of sticking extra radiators on. And then I've seen it at Boomeroo. They had near new, like only 3-year-old Kubota generators, 3-cylinder diesel, 10 kVA, all the blooming tweaks you could imagine, fantastically silenced generators. They could drive them in glass houses because they wouldn't stay on the roof or anything like that. And they had one in a glass house on a 45-degree day or something like that. And, you know, the engine kept running, but they had a thermal shutdown of the generator windings itself. I was thinking, well, what's this mean? Am I going to have to get an evaporative cooler or some sort of a system I make up to water cool the blooming generator windings. It's all bullshit, By the time you go and buy this thing for $3,000, add all these bits and pieces on, and do this and do that, and try and blow the sludge out of old radiators, and hope there's not too much still inside the block, and worry about the blooming generator windings themselves doing a thermal shutdown while the engine still runs, and then you've got no air conditioning. Cost-wise, it's not worth it for a week or 2 weeks a year of usage. So you're probably sitting there thinking, well, what are you going to do then? I hate to say it, and there's some people will be disappointed. I'm just going to retreat to on-grid. Simple as that. Now, where I am, it's sort of, there's a beach nearby, but none of the real good beaches nearby at this local city. And they've got, astronomically priced caravan parks down there on the good beaches. They got reasonably priced ones based on this river. And then they've got another two that I couldn't even find the prices of because they didn't have anything online, just other people's reviews of them, and it didn't really explain the prices. One's in suburbia, and there's another one that's on the edge of the city, where the city basically goes into farmland. I think it's like at the start of farmland there. And those two may actually be cheaper than the ones on the river, but the ones on the river I was getting rates between 32 and 38 in the peak season. Compare that to a cabin that's $100 in the off season. My old man said, why don't you just hire a cabin and, go in that if you're so worried about it? Well, first of all, most of them are already blooming grabs. Second of all, they're just too expensive compared to a powered site. So I'm going to basically build a camper that I can slide onto the back of his tandem trailer and take that away, and like a pop-top one where you can sit it down, and then I'll have like polystyrene sheet or cement sheet or something like that, and you lift it up. And when you get there, you lift it up, and as you're travelling, you've got it sitting down, and have that so I can slip it in the back of his tandem trailer and have a air conditioner in it, and I've got the exact one that I've picked, and that's basically, it's the smallest one they've got, but it's a very well-known brand, and that'll be fine to cool a camper. It's a very good quality brand. It's about $400, and then I can get like a bar fridge freezer thingy for about 100 or 150, and and then the rest is pretty simple. I may or may not have a fan in there. I'll probably have, I think of those temperatures you want to sort of cook outside, but I may make a little range hood so I can have the portable butane stove and, a bed and a light and all that sort of stuff. And yeah, I think at some point, if I have a girlfriend or pregnant wife or a little baby, like it's just inhumane if they're pregnant or it's a little baby to expect them to handle temperatures like that. It's just bullshit. It's bloody child abuse. So, I want to have this to go in there, but furthermore, I want the damn thing for me too, because I was sick of this sort of heat, and, I think I got heat stroke last Thursday. So, yeah, I'm not going to continue to put up with this stuff when I've got a stopgap measure that I can use, such as this. And, you can stay there for a whole 2 weeks at $30-something a night, save up a week or two's blooming pay. I think I only need to save up about a week's pay to stay there for 2 weeks. No, actually less. So yeah, that's going to be my stopgap measure for next summer, and I'm going to be building this camper probably during the winter or something like that. And yeah, I've got a few materials here already for it. I'm probably going to have to buy a bit more wood or a bit of framing. And yeah, that's that. That's the next plans that are going to be coming up.